Welcome to Date Safe in the Philippines. I'm Mia, and today I'm going to share with you 9 hidden reasons why relationships between foreigners and Filipinas actually fail. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff like she cheated or he ran out of money. I'm talking about the silent killers. The things that slowly poison a relationship from the inside that nobody talks about because they're either too embarrassed or they don't even realize what happened. If you think you already know everything about dating Filipinas, then this video might surprise you. And if you're new here and planning to find love in the Philippines, then consider this your survival guide. Please subscribe first. I promise the advice I share here can save you from heartbreak, scams, and so much stress. Don't wait until you're already in trouble. Okay, let's get into it. Hidden reason number 1, the savior complex. A lot of foreigners show up here with this deep desire to save someone. They see a beautiful Filipina who's struggling financially. Maybe she's a single mom. Maybe her family is having a hard time. And suddenly, they transform into Superman. They want to fix everything, pay off her debts, send her siblings to school, build a house, buy a sari store. And here's the problem. You didn't come here to date her. You came here to rescue her. And rescuing someone is not the same as loving someone. When you rescue someone, you put yourself above them. You become the hero, and she becomes the victim. That's not a relationship. That's a project. And what happens when the project is finished? What happens when all her problems are solved? She doesn't need a hero anymore. The dynamic shifts, and suddenly you realize you don't actually know each other. You were so busy being her savior that you forgot to be her partner. If you want a real relationship, date her like an equal. Help her when it makes sense, but don't make saving her the foundation of your relationship, because foundations built on rescue missions tend to crumble. Hidden reason number 2, you're dating her potential, not her reality. This one is sneaky. You meet a Filipina who's sweet and beautiful, but maybe she has some issues. Maybe she drinks too much. Maybe she's a little too close to her ex. Maybe she has some habits that make you uncomfortable. But you think to yourself, she'll change. Once we're together, once I show her real love, she'll become the person I know she can be. Guys, stop it. You are not a rehabilitation center. You're not a life coach. If someone has issues now, those issues aren't going to magically disappear because you showed up with your foreign passport and good intentions. Date the person in front of you, not the fantasy version you've created in your head. If you can't accept her exactly as she is today, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with her. Because people rarely change. And when they do, it's because they wanted to change for themselves, not because someone else wanted them to. Hidden reason number 3, you skipped the boring parts. Here's what usually happens. A foreigner comes to the Philippines. He meets a Filipina. They have an amazing 2 weeks together. Beach trips, romantic dinners, karaoke until 2 a.m., and of course, incredible boom boom. Then he goes back home thinking he found the love of his life. But here's the thing, you only experienced the highlight reel. You didn't experience the boring Tuesday night when she's tired and cranky. You didn't experience her when she's stressed about money or fighting with her mother. You didn't see her when she's sick or angry or just not in the mood to be charming. Real relationships are built in the boring parts, the Netflix nights, the grocery shopping, the sitting in silence because you're both tired. If you've never experienced the boring parts with your Filipina, then you don't actually know her yet. You know her vacation version. So before you start making big plans, spend some real time together. Not just the fun parts, the mundane, everyday, nothing special parts. That's where you'll find out if this relationship can actually last. Hidden reason number 4, her family doesn't approve of you. In the Philippines, family isn't just important. Family is everything. If her parents don't like you, if her siblings think you're bad news, if her Lola gives you the side eye every time you walk into the house, then your relationship is already on life support. A lot of foreigners make the mistake of thinking that their relationship is just between 2 people. No. In the Philippines, You're dating the whole family. And if the family decides you're not good enough, they will slowly poison her mind against you. They'll remind her of every mistake you've made. They'll compare you to every other foreigner who left a Filipina broken. They'll make her feel guilty for choosing you over their approval. And most Filipinas, no matter how much they love you, will eventually choose their family. It's just how we're raised. Family first. Always. So if you want your relationship to succeed, don't just win her heart. Win her family's heart, too. Be respectful. Be generous without being flashy. Show them that you're serious and that you're not just another foreigner passing through. Hidden reason number 5. You treat her like a transaction. Some foreigners come here with a very transactional mindset. I give you money, you give me attention. I pay for dinner, you give me boom boom. I sponsor your family, you stay loyal to me. And look, I understand that money is part of any relationship, especially here in the Philippines where the economic gap between foreigners and Filipinas can be huge. But when you start treating the relationship like a business deal, something dies inside it. She's not an employee. She's not a service provider. She's a human being with feelings and dreams and a desire to be loved for who she is, not for what she provides. If your first reaction when she does something you don't like is to threaten to cut off the money, then you've already lost. You've turned love into control, and control is not love. It's just control. Hidden reason number 6. The communication gap is wider than you think. English might be widely spoken in the Philippines, but that doesn't mean we're speaking the same language. There are so many cultural nuances, unspoken rules, and indirect ways of communicating that can completely confuse a foreigner. When a Filipina says maybe, she probably means no. When she says it's okay, it's probably not okay. When she goes quiet, it doesn't mean nothing is wrong. It means something is very wrong, and she's waiting for you to figure it out. A lot of relationships fail because the foreigner takes everything at face value. He thinks everything is fine because she said everything is fine. Meanwhile, she's been unhappy for months, and he had no idea. If you want your relationship to work, learn to read between the lines. Ask questions. Pay attention to her body language. Don't assume that just because she speaks English, she communicates the same way you do. She doesn't. Hidden reason number 7. You're competing with her phone. Social media and messaging apps are huge in the Philippines. Huge. Your Filipina probably has Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and at least 3 different messaging apps. And she's probably chatting with a lot of people. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Some of those people might be other foreigners. Maybe guys she talked to before she met you. Maybe guys who are still trying to get her attention. And if you're not here, those guys have a direct line to her 24 hours a day. A lot of relationships fail because of jealousy and insecurity around social media. He sees her liking another guy's photo and loses his mind. She sees him following pretty girls and starts to spiral. It becomes a cycle of suspicion and accusations that slowly destroys the trust. If you're going to be in a long-distance relationship with a Filipina, you need to have a serious conversation about boundaries and expectations around social media. And you need to actually trust her. Because if you're going to spend every day checking her online activity and questioning her every move, you're not in a relationship, you're in a prison, both of you. Hidden reason number 8. You never defined what you actually are. This happens all the time. A foreigner meets a Filipina. They start spending time together. They're holding hands, going on dates, sleeping in the same bed. But nobody ever had the conversation about what this actually is. Is she your girlfriend? Are you exclusive? Are you just having fun? Is this serious or casual? Filipinas can be shy about asking these questions directly. They don't want to seem too eager or scare you away, so they wait for you to define things. And if you never do, they're left in this confusing gray area where they don't know if they should be loyal to you or keep their options open. And then when things fall apart, both people are confused. He thought it was just casual. She thought they were building a future. Nobody communicated, and everybody got hurt. So be clear. Have the awkward conversation. Define the relationship. It might feel uncomfortable, but it's a lot less uncomfortable than the mess that happens when expectations don't match. Hidden reason number 9. You fell in love with the Philippines, not with her. This is the hidden reason that nobody wants to admit. Sometimes foreigners come here and fall in love with the experience, the warm weather, the cheap cost of living, the beautiful beaches, the attention from beautiful women, the feeling of being special and desired, and in the middle of all that excitement, they meet a Filipina and think they're in love. But what they're really in love with is how they feel when they're here. The Filipina is just part of the package. She's part of the fantasy. And when the fantasy fades, when the Philippines becomes normal, when the excitement wears off, they realize they don't actually love this person. They loved the idea of her. They loved what she represented, but they never actually fell in love with who she really is. If you want to know if your love is real, ask yourself this: would I still want to be with her if we lived in my home country? Would I still want to be with her if she gained weight or got older or couldn't give me the things I want? Would I still want to be with her if the fantasy disappeared? If the answer is yes, then maybe it's real. If the answer is no, then you're not in love. You're on vacation. Let me wrap this up by saying that relationships are hard. They're hard everywhere in the world, but relationships between foreigners and Filipinas have extra challenges because of distance, culture, money, and expectations. Most of these relationships fail. That's just the truth. But the ones that succeed, they succeed because both people were honest with themselves and with each other. They didn't rush. They didn't pretend. They did the work. So if you're serious about finding love here, take your time. Pay attention to the hidden things. And don't be afraid to ask the hard questions before it's too late. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you have your own story or experience to share, drop it in the comments below. I read everything. My name is Mia. Stay safe out there. And remember, the best relationships aren't the ones that look perfect. They're the ones that are real,